Hi friends. We have about 2 minutes until we're ready to start, but I'm going to be really excited to share with you today. I've missed you guys so much. I really hope you've been getting outside and playing in the sun and running with your fast legs. So, I missed you guys so much. I decided that even though we can't get together, I want to share stories with you. So, I was thinking of a way to do it, and I thought maybe this would work. I actually have 3 stories, 1, 2, 3 stories to tell you today. Let's see what time it is. We got 1 more minute. Okay, let's get some stretches out. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Jump up and down. Run around. Turn in a circle. Are you almost ready for story time? Did you get your wiggles out? We got a few more seconds. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Jump. Turn around. Jump again. Wiggle. I think it's almost time. Okay, friends, I am so excited that you're joining me. The first story I'm going to read today, I borrowed from a very special friend. Borrowing. What is borrowing? Borrowing is when somebody gives you something to use, and then when you're done with it, you give it back. Can you think of a place that you can go to borrow books? Oh, I know of a place. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Let's count to 3, and then we'll say it at the same time. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. The library. Were you thinking the same thing as me? The library is a place that you can go and borrow books. And when you're done with them, you bring them back. So, let's read this book about Bunny and his friends and see what they learned about the library. Are you ready? Let's see. Bunny's Book Club. Oh, look at there. It looks like this book has been borrowed. Bunny loved books. He loved them ever since he first heard the lady with the red glasses reading outside the library. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing mountains, captaining a ship, ruling a kingdom. But when summer ended, storytime moved back inside. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed in the library, but Bunny was sure he couldn't live without books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep for wishing. He had to do something. So, with a flashlight in his paws and hope in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. But when he reached the library door, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging, climbing, yanking. Nothing worked. Until finally, he noticed the shiny handle was far above his head. It's the book return. But it was no match for a high-hopping bunny hungry for books. Bunny leapt. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wriggled his cottontail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Bunny, his eyes sparkled at the sight of the shelves. They were bursting with books. It was better than a field full of fresh, crunchy carrots. Oops. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath. It smelled as if he were wrapped in his favorite book. He followed his nose to the adventure section. There he found stories about swashbucklers, sharks, and superheroes. Bunny greedily grabbed them all. His whiskers twitching with excitement, he slipped his treasures through the book slot one by one. Then he performed his best balancing act. Bunny wobbled home. He couldn't wait to dig in. So Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and sneaked and scurried back to read. Soon his home was more books than burrow. Then, one evening, a loud knock startled Bunny. He closed his book and opened the door. "Where have you been?" asked Porcupine. "Reading," said Bunny. "Why?" said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped wide open. "Why?" he sputtered. "Have you ever been to the library?" It was time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his secret. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" said Porcupine. "Calm your quills," said Bunny. "I'm too prickly. I'll never fit." Bunny pushed and shoved until pop went Porcupine. Bunny slipped in and flipped on his flashlight. "Whoa," said Porcupine. "I know," said Bunny. "Do you think there's a story about balloons? I always wondered about balloons." "Oh, most definitely," said Bunny. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons, on deserts and dunes, on caterpillars and cocoons. When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. The two friends took turns cramming books out the book slot. Their towers teetered so high they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, cozied up with cups of tea and carrot muffins, together they read until sunrise. One night, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. "What's going on?" said Bear. "Here," said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Soon, more curious animals began visiting. "Do you have any books about outer space?" said Bird. "Or volcanoes?" said Mole. "I'd like a ghost story," said Mouse. "I think it's time for a field trip," said Bunny. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves inside the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay. They scattered about, sniffing the stacks, pawing over pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. No one heard the key in the front door. No one heard the click-clack-clacking of footsteps. No one heard the light click on. "What do we have here?" said the librarian. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine gasped. Bear groaned. "Follow me," she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. "We're done for," whispered Porcupine. "All libraries have rules," said the librarian sternly. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. Bear eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down. "The first rule is, every book lover must have one of these," she said. She handed Bunny and his friends shiny new library cards. "Now you may borrow books," she said, smiling, "as long as you return them, of course." Bunny couldn't believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library? He beamed at his fellow readers, then bounced to the shelves. He picked the perfect book, and he proudly checked out the very first official selection for, can you see it? Bunny's Book Club. Oh, okay, friends. Let me see if I can turn that back around. Did you like the story? I thought it was pretty good. What was your favorite part? Mine was the part where the librarian showed them about library cards. Can you see the sign Carol made? This month is Library Card Sign-Up Month, and it's all about letting people know they can check books out at the library. All you have to do is come get a library card, and you can check out books and take them home and borrow them and bring them back when you're done. Okay. I have a question. Did you know that you could still check books out at the library right now, even though we don't have story time? It's true. You can. You can come in, and we're still open for checking out books. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, I have another question. Have you seen anybody wearing masks lately? Maybe one like this? Like, maybe it's a fabric that they like. See, mine has different colored polka dots. Or maybe it's one that looks like this. Have you seen people at the store maybe wearing masks? Well, I want you to know that if you come to the library, you might also see people wearing masks. I just thought you should know that, so it doesn't surprise you. One more thing that I have to tell you. I could also bring books out to your car if mom or dad says they don't want to come in the library. That's okay, too. We can bring them right out to your car. You just tell us which books you'd like to borrow, and we'll bring them out to you. Okay. Now, I want to talk about something else. It's one of my favorite things. And they're small and round and blue, and you can pick them this time of year. Can anybody guess what they are? Blueberries. I love blueberries. Has anybody else ever picked blueberries? How many blueberries do you think you could eat? I can eat a lot. Today, we're only going to count 5, though. Are you ready to do some counting with me? Okay. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blueberries. I have a rhyme for us. Are you ready? 5 ripe blueberries sitting in a bowl, and one fell out and went for a roll. It bumped the table and hit my toe. How many blueberries are still in the bowl? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ripe blueberries sitting in a bowl, and one fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my toe. How many blueberries are still in the bowl? 1, 2, 3 blueberries, ripe and sitting in a bowl, and one fell out and went for a roll. It bumped the table and hit my toe. And then how many blueberries were left sitting in the bowl? 1, 2. 2 ripe blueberries sitting in a bowl. One fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my toe. How many blueberries in the bowl? Just 1. We have 1 blueberry left. 1 ripe blueberry sitting in a bowl. It fell out and started to roll. It bumped the table and hit my toe. No more blueberries. I think we'd better go pick some, because I'm still hungry. Okay, friends, good counting. Shall we read a story about blueberries next? I have this one. I think it's a good one. Let's check it out. Whoops. Uh-oh. I almost dropped us. All right, here we go. Blueberry shoe. Oh, look at this family. They are picking blueberries. Once there was a family who loved to pick blueberries. Every summer, they picked their way up Ptarmigan Mountain and scrambled and laughing and munching back down. But one summer, somewhere between the top of Ptarmigan Mountain and the bottom, Baby lost his shoe. "Lost your shoe," exclaimed Mama. "Now what will we do?" There was only one thing to do. Back up the mountain they trudged, searching mossy hummocks for one tiny shoe. Back down the mountain they crept, empty-handed, until at last shadows grew so long they saw shoes everywhere and nowhere at all. Everyone was tired except Baby, who hollered, "Bye-bye, shoe," and played with his toes all the way home. That night, as the family slept, dreaming of blueberries and shoes, a weary little vole up Ptarmigan Mountain bumped her nose on a baby shoe. "What's this?" she chirped, sniffing about. "A little nest for me." She tugged at the shoelace. She snipped and gnawed tiny pieces tucked inside the shoe. Then she climbed into her cozy new nest and slept. See her in there? Oh, what is that? She left something behind. Little Vole woke up hungry. She left her cozy nest and scurried through the brush, nibbling at flowers. But somewhere between the brush and the flowers, the vole lost her nest. "Lost my nest," she squeaked. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. She dug a burrow in the soft, damp earth and rested. By now, Baby's shoe was halfway to Fox's den. "It smells strongly of vole," Mother Fox thought. "It's a plaything for my kits." She trotted toward home, but stopped at the top of a hill. With a nip of her teeth, she bit through the sole. A shake of her head tossed the plaything high. It landed, whomp. Up fluttered Ptarmigan, startled from her hiding place. With a leap, Fox gave chase, but a moment too late. Ptarmigan flapped furiously towards safe trees below. Fox gave up and turned back for her plaything. But somewhere between the top of the hill and the trees below, Mother Fox lost her plaything. "Lost my plaything," she lamented. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. She returned to the den, empty-mouthed. "Children, I'm home," she barked, and the kits skipped as they yipped. "Hooray, Mama's home!" Meanwhile, Baby's shoe was being seriously sniffed by a big brown bear. "Curious," mumbled the bear. "This tiny morsel smells of fox and vole. Is there nothing delicious inside? Grumph, I'll save it for later." Bear flung the morsel into a blueberry patch, began digging after squirrels. Pawfuls of dirt flew through the air, showering bushes and berries, and one tiny shoe. At last, with no luck, Bear became tired and remembered his curious morsel. But somewhere between the blueberry patch and the squirrel holes, Bear lost his tiny morsel. "Lost my morsel," he grumbled. "Now what will I do?" There was only one thing to do. He munched berries by the snoutful all the way home. Boy, that shoe is a mess. As summer turned to fall, blueberries withered and fell. Snow soon covered the blueberry seeds that dropped into baby's shoe. Bear slept through the darkness as winter snows piled deep. Fox hunted, vole nibbled, and the family who loved to pick blueberries ate blueberries all winter long. Finally, summer returned, and the blueberries came alive. They grew and greened and ripened. One day, the family returned, too. They picked their way up Ptarmigan Mountain. Even baby, for he was barely a baby anymore, and scrambled, laughing and munching all around. "Look at this," exclaimed Sister on hands and knees. The family gathered about. "It's my blueberry shoe," said baby. Who planted the blueberry? But who planted the blueberry, wondered Sister. Who filled the shoe with dirt, wondered Dad. Who poked holes for roots and the rain, wondered Mama. Baby wondered, who took my shoelace? When back down the mountain the family crept, berry-stained, smiling, and tired. Each carried a bucket brimful of blueberries, except Baby, who carried a bucket full of shoe. Baby planted his shoe in the garden with a shoelace tied in a bow, and next year he was the first to pick a single ripe berry, a very sweet ripe berry, from his beautiful blueberry shoe. Okay, friends. Whoa, the sun is bright. What did you think of that story? I really liked it. Did you have a favorite part? I think mine was the part where the vole, made a home, a nest in the shoe. I thought that was pretty cute. Okay, I have just one more story. It's about a hungry little bear. So let's get set up here, because this one doesn't actually have a book. This one's kind of fun. Let me get all the pieces. Oops. There's a mama bear, and there's a little bear. Can you guys see those? Pretty cute. Okay. Little bear and his mama woke up from their long winter's nap. Little bear was so hungry, his tummy went grumble, grumble. Mama bear was hungry too. So they stepped outside their cave and looked around. In the clearing was a tree stump where they always ate, and baby bear hopped on top. "Where's the food, Mama?" he asked. "I'm hungry." "We have to get it, silly. Why don't you go get the blueberries?" "Okay," said baby bear, and he ran into the woods. He looked high and he looked low, and he brought back what he thought was a blueberry. "Look, Mama, blueberries," baby bear said. "No, baby bear," said Mama, laughing. "That's not a blueberry. That's right, guys. Good job. That's a fish." "All right. Baby bear, this time you have to go past the stream." "Okay, Mama." Baby bear ran into the woods. He looked high and he looked low, and he brought back what he thought was a blueberry. "Look, Mama, blueberries," said baby bear. Mama bear said, "No, baby bear, that is not a blueberry. That's an orange. This time, you have to go past the stream and past the orange tree." "Okay, Mama," said baby bear, and he ran into the woods. He looked high and he looked low, and baby bear brought back what he thought was a blueberry. No, said Mama Bear. That's not a blueberry, that's an apple. Good job, guys. This time, when you go look, you have to go past the stream and past the orange tree and past the apple tree. Okay, said Baby Bear, and he ran off into the woods to look some more. Okay, he found, this time, what he was almost sure was a blueberry. Look, Mama, blueberries, said Baby Bear. And Mama laughed again and said, no, Baby Bear, that's a strawberry. Good job, guys. This time, you have to go a little further, Baby Bear. Go into the woods, past the stream, past the orange tree, past the apple tree, and past the strawberry bushes. Okay, Mama, said Baby Bear, and he ran into the woods again. And this time, he brought back what he was sure was a blueberry. Look, Mama, blueberries, and I also found Daddy. So, yes, little bear, said Mama, those are blueberries, and you're just in time for dinner. But it looks like Daddy already ate his. Okay, friends, that was my last story. Was that one kind of fun? I thought it was kind of fun. Okay, and I have one last question for you. Does anybody know what we usually do after we read stories? Anybody? We usually have art with Carol, right? Today is no different. I'm going to have some stuff here at the library that you can pick up, or I'll put a little link into the comments of this video, and your parents could print it at home if they have a printer. But I'm going to show it to you so that you know what to do. Are you ready? Miss Carol made this wonderful display for us, and we're going to make buckets full of blueberries. I'll show you how. So, we'll start with a page that looks just like this one. See your bucket and see all the blueberries on the outside? So you're going to need crayons and you're going to need scissors. I have a great crayon here, see? So then what we're going to do is color our buckets. We can decorate them however we want to, with swirls, or we can color the lines, we can color the handle, and we can color our blueberries. See how these ones are already colored? And then we cut them out. We use our scissors, and we cut the blueberries out, and we cut the bucket out, and then we use glue, and we glue our blueberries in the bucket. Sound like fun, friends? Okay, so if you don't have a printer at home, you guys can come in and pick them up here, and you can check some books out. Remember, you can still check books out from the library, even though we can't have story time together. And next week, I'll do another story time just like this. So if you had fun with me, I hope you'll come back next week and join me again. Bye, friends. See you soon. Hope to see you at the library.